Good morning, everyone. It's Friday, the 10th of July, and I'm on the lands of the Gimuy, Wallabara, Yidinji, and Yirrakanji peoples. Yep, I'm in Cairns, and I'm about to get on a plane to fly back to Rocky. So I spent the week in northern Queensland. More on that in a moment, but 10th of July. What does that mean? That means we would normally have been in NAIDOC week at the moment. Um, but NAIDOC week has been moved to November, the 8th to the 15th of November. But that doesn't mean that we can't stop and recognise and celebrate the history, the culture and the achievements of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, and we should absolutely do that this week still, next week and every week, and of course look forward to NAIDOC week in November. Speaking of acknowledging people, can I acknowledge that Melbourne is doing it pretty tough at the moment? Um, uh, the rest of Australia has been watching with great interest and concern for everybody in Melbourne. So I call out to all our staff and students in Melbourne, look after yourselves, take care, stay safe, everybody, and I hope that we get through this extra restrictions and this blip on the COVID-19 landscape. I hope we get through this really quickly. Now, just along those lines, though, of course, you would have all seen that I sent correspondence out to all our staff and all our students about term 2 delivery. And effectively, the information was there is no change in our directions, no change in what what we've described before. Largely online delivery, but with various exceptions in our TAFE, in our clinics, some of our labs, residential schools and that sort of stuff. We'll be watching this space very carefully. We'll be taking advice and direction from our state health authorities. And if there's any change in the current directions to our staff and to our students, you can rely on me and our team getting to all our staff very quickly. We'll communicate that very quickly, but otherwise continue on as instructed if you don't mind. Now, getting back to my travels, well, I was in Mackay on Monday. It was great to catch up with staff at the Oralee campus as well as the city campus, and to catch up with industry and various leaders, the mayor and local MPs and that sort of stuff. With industry, in fact, I caught up with ABEC forklifts who donated a forklift to us so our students can train on that. So that was really generous of them. I went to the Resource Centre of Excellence, which is a mining centre of excellence. So even though it's in the middle of Mackay, it's actually got simulated mine sites, sort of simulated underground. It's really quite incredible, and you can do all sorts of research and training in that space. So lots of collaborations going on, lots of opportunities, and it was terrific to catch up with staff, students, industry, all our local supporters, all our local members and significant folk within the community. And then the next day, Tuesday, I was in Townsville doing very, very similar things. Great fun catching up with staff again, caught up with the mayor and a whole lot of other industry leaders. And the messages I'm giving are that we have done the tough stuff. We have recut our cloth. We have worked out what we can afford in the out years, and we've reduced our cost base. So even though we have had some tough media exposure over the last few weeks and months as we were going through this process, boy, are we glad we've done it. We've done it. By the way, industry, when you talk to the captains of industry, as I have over the last week, they really understand this process because they've, of course, gone through this very same thing themselves because of COVID-19. So the message that I have been imparting is, yes, you might have read some tough stuff in the media, but as far as CQ University is concerned, we've done it. We're onwards and upwards, and our numbers are looking great. Our domestic numbers looking terrific. Really impressive stuff. So good news stories to everybody that we've met. And then I've been in Cairns for jam-packed activities for the last couple of days. Not only catching up with, again, industries and local members, but celebrating with the media. I think it's an 18% increase in our term 2 enrolments compared to this time last year. domestic students, but also bringing together a whole lot of kind of a who's who of the Cairns region, a whole lot of significant citizens of Cairns, and you'll know a lot of them, to join me in our call to the federal government for a $50 million new campus development for Seeker University in the Cairns CBD in what they call the Knowledge Precinct. We're calling for $50 million from the Commonwealth Government. It's really important for the Cairns economy in the construction phase. It's really important for the Cairns economy in the long-term recovery and resilience of the community. And it's really great for Seeker University because we're at capacity in our current site at Cairns, and we think we've got all sorts of opportunities to grow domestically and to grow internationally in Cairns. And what's good for Cairns, Seeker University Cairns, is good for the whole of Seeker University. So what did I do? We got together Emeritus Professor Scott Bowman, AO, the previous Vice Chancellor of Seeker University, you'll all remember him, and joined forces with the Honourable Stan Jones, AO, QC, Emeritus Chancellor of Seeker University, joined forces with a long-standing member of Leichhardt, the Honourable Warren Ench, the Mayor of Cairns Regional Council, Councillor Bob Manning, the head of the Regional Development Australia, Tropical North, and his name is David David Kempton, I beg your pardon, David, and others. And we all stood together and we all, to the media, said with one voice, this is really important. If there's one project, there's several projects that Cairns region would like, but the number one project is the Seeker University Cairns campus, a $50 million development. The Regional Council is prepared to give us the land, so we just need the money for that. So I'm rattling that cage wherever I can and making it very, very clear that the Commonwealth, if they could do one thing for the region, they would do this. So let's see how that goes. What else has happened? Just finally, I've probably been talking too long. You would have seen a lot of interest in the media about what Year 12 students are doing. And I've written an open letter to the Year 12ers because I am concerned that they've had it really tough this year. And then overlaid on that is the higher education proposed reforms, which send price signals to our students thinking about coming to universities. My message has been to the Year 12 students, for goodness sake, do what interests you. Pursue a career in something that you love. Don't be listening too closely to the price signals, because if you decided to not do humanities studies because the price signal was that you should do chemistry, that would be really a real loss for the disciplines in humanities, and it'd be a real loss for that individual because they might end up pursuing a career that they don't really love and they don't have an interest in. So that's been my message. I think it's been important to support our Year 12s wherever I can. And if you could join me in that message. I know that many parents of Year 12 students have been concerned about this as well. It is changing times. It is an anxious times for many people, particularly Year 12s. And my message is do what you love. Pursue that career, because policies will come and go, ministers will come and go, governments will come and go. And the important thing is to think about a career in something that you love, and that way you won't work a day in your life, and also you'll always love your working life. Hey folks, I better stop there. I'll talk to you Monday. I'll be back in Rockhampton. I better get on that plane. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.